Monday, Mema watching, Otutuoma. Greetings, Sawubona, and greetings in different African dialects. As today, I'm just gonna, as I promised you in my last podcast on Monday, I told you that today I'm gonna talk about African development, and I told you that I'm gonna wear Sierra Leone jersey. So this is the Sierra Leone jersey right here, and it has my name printed on the back, as you can see. So, yes, today I'm talking about Africa development, how we can, build our various African countries. So, I know those who have been follow the podcast, you know who I am, and I'm not going much into details. If you want to know who I am really, please go back to watch my podcast from the first to today's podcast. Yeah, so I'm just gonna start because I have a lot of stuff to do, so I have to make this podcast, not that long. So let us go into details about it. So today I'm just representing my fatherland, which is Sierra Leone. So if those who don't know, I am a Sierra Leonean. I am half Sierra Leone on my dad's side. So I am a Ghanaian Sierra Leonean. So just welcome to my podcast, and let's go deep into this. So when you talk about Africa development, we cannot develop Africa through the lens of how Westerners develop their country. But at the same time, too, can we learn things from the Western world that we can apply to our African countries? Of course, we can do that. Like I said, if you come to the Western world, look at the education system, look at how the economic wise, how the Western world are built their various countries. We can learn that as well, but we don't have to totally copy or imitate or be like the Westerners. Now, when we talk about African development, many things we have to pay attention. Really, we have to really pay attention. It's our resources. Now, before even Europeans coming to Africa to exploit, to colonize, and slavery and all that, and even do with the trade with the Europeans, I'll tell you this. One thing that is in mind is the resources, the natural resources. Now, natural resources in Africa, people should pay attention to that, especially we Africans. We have to pay attention to our resources. Even when a Chinese come and he wants to trade in Africa, he's focused on our mineral resources. So I'll tell you this, our natural resources needs to play a big role. The gold, the diamond, the bauxites, the manganese, we can use it for our developments. And the next subject is monarchy. Now, before we even had presidents or mayor or whatever you call it, we had monarchy, we have kings and queens. So we cannot fully develop ourselves if we don't involve our monarchy, our way of governance. Like during the Ashanti Kingdom, the Ashanti have the way they govern themselves. The Mamprugu Kingdom, the Mamprusi people have the way they govern themselves. The Shona Kingdom, the Shona people have the way they govern themselves. The Inri Kingdom, which is of the Igbos, they have the way they govern themselves. The Oyo Kingdom, the Yoruba have the way they govern themselves. The Dahomey Kingdom, the Fons, the Ajan, and the Eves have the way they govern themselves. And when you talk about many kingdoms in Africa, they have the way they govern themselves. So, as I said, monarchy is not of the past. We still have kings and queens in Africa. Monarchy still plays a big role. We are still under monarchy. So far as we come from an ethnic group in Africa, we have a monarchy and we have a kingdom we belong to. Like me personally, in Ghana, I am Kwewu, Achim, Ahanta, and Wasa. So me being Kwewu, Achim, Ahanta, Wasa, all this ethnic group, I belong to a kingdom. So I have a monarch who governs me and my people. And the same as my Sierra Leone side, being Limba as well. I am under the Limba Kingdom. I have the Limba monarch who govern my people. He is also my king. So he serves me as well, and as well. So monarchy, yes. Even though the king or queen have power, one thing about a monarch is also to serve his people. So a monarch is a leader and a servant as well. Servant not as in a slave, no. Servant because he serves for the well-being of the people. That's why he rules you. He rules to serve you. So monarchy in Africa is something we have to pay attention to it. And I'll tell you this, we can use it for our advantage. So let us pay attention to our monarchy system. And I will say tourism, tourist sites. Like if you know places in Africa that has historical places, we can make good use of it for our development. Like many people from the Western world might want to come to Ghana, Nigeria, Gambia, Sierra Leone, Cameroon, Burundi, Kenya, Zimbabwe, Tanzania, Eswatini, and other African countries to come and visit your country. But why don't we also make good use of our tourist places that has historical, historical event that is interesting? We can, invest into that. And as well, I would say making good use of our griots. Like in Africa, we have griots who spread history through music, writing. Why don't we invest into griots? And apart from that, part of our development, I would suggest that arts, African arts, like if you see things that shows Africa beauty, African arts, we can invest into African arts. African wear, like African traditional clothing, is something we can market. We can make it a market. And for our developments, we can create something unique. I know modernization, we have created something called Dirty December, which is about fun. But we can also look at ourselves through, like, how Africa, we have beautiful culture. So let's say every year we are going to have an African fest around Africa that we are showing different African countries and their beautiful culture. So let's say whatever, like every year you pick one African country and you celebrate its beauty, its culture, music. So we need to team up with African Culture Fest. That will even bring outsiders, that will also help with our development. And I'll tell you, branding should be very important. Whatever we have been blessed with, that can serve, that can help us develop. Branding, like we have many things. Like if I'm going to sit here and talk about many creative stuff we have, it's going to be the next day. Like I'm going to make this short. We have a lot of stuff that we can invest into it. So as I said, branding as well. So that's all. I'm gonna end it here. And African developments, if I'm gonna do a podcast about it, it's gonna take long. So I have many topics to discover. Like I have many topics to talk about. So I cannot talk about only one topic throughout. I have many topics to talk about. So Africa developments. And as well, even though we look at the physical aspects like resources, our development also has to first begin here mentally, the way we see ourselves. We have some Africans, they don't believe that Africa can develop. But before Africa can ever develop, we have to change ourselves. We have to think, we have to have grace, we have to see ourselves as people who are full of greatness. We have to be renewed in the mind. We have to transform our mind first. We have to bring that chain of having an inferiority complex. And as well, stop depending on the Western world. Like, the Western world, can they contribute to Africa development? People will say yes, but for me, I have a different mindset when it comes with that. For me, based on my research and what I've known, Western world, even if they claim they're gonna help with African development, it comes with interest, what they can get from it. And they might even come with opportunities, and later it turn out to be something inhumane. Exploitation, stripping you of your privileges, and milking you. So my podcast is next week Monday. So next week Monday, I'm just gonna talk about another subject. So my next subject, my next topic I'm gonna talk about, it is family planning. Family planning, we can say that includes marriage. That includes family planning in general. It could be marriage, it could be anything. Like inheritance, yes, that also we'll talk about that. Family planning, like as an African, how do you want to plan your family? And I come from I was raised by a single mom. I was raised by a divorced parent, so it's something that means a lot to me, this topic called family planning. And as I said, I believe in Africa a lot. And for me, when it comes to family planning, I see family planning from the traditional point of view. And when it comes with my marital issues, as I said, I'm not married. But if I was to settle down, you already know that I'm going to settle down with an African woman. And I have the traditional values that I want to, how my family should be built. So my next topic is going to be family planning. So we're going to talk about family planning. That includes inheritance, building generational wealth. We'll talk about that. And many things that, that includes family planning. And yeah. So family planning is the next topic. And then when I talk about that on Monday, and then the following Thursday, I'm going to talk about music. How we can use music to build Africa. And I know we have been using music to do many things globally as Africans. But I will say that it's good that we are all focusing on a genre from a specific country. But can we also focus on our own traditional, rhythm? Like I know in other African countries you have a sound system, like the Igbo has a traditional instrument they play, the Yorubas, the Shona, the Akans, the Ga, the Eves, different ethnic group in Africa, the Zulus, Impende, Venda, and all those ethnic groups, Kikuyu, the Luos, like different African people have their own traditional rhythm. But do you know one thing? Our traditional music, the sound we play, the melody, we can modernize it and turn it to a genre. Like Ghanaians, we can focus on Palogo, we can focus on Bobobo, we can focus on Adowa. Like the Yoruba people, the Nigerians too, the Yorubas and the Igbos, you can also focus on your own traditional sound. Like, when you are performing traditional music, your traditional dance, when you're performing your traditional dance, the instrumental you play, the sound you create for your music, you can focus on the traditional one and modernize it and make it appealing. We can modernize our own African sound. Afrobeat is good, but we can also create, as I said, Afrobeat indeed represents Africa, okay? But we can also focus on our own traditional music. Like the sound system our ancestors were making, the beats, the African traditional beats, we can modernize it and create a whole genre and push it to the global world. So I'm gonna talk, as I said, using music to build Africa. That will be my next topic when we meet. So that's going to be on a Thursday. The music one is going to be on a Thursday. And Monday, this coming Monday, I'm going to talk about family planning, through the traditional point of view. And when we are building family, my African brothers, my message goes out to you. I know we are in a world we don't have control of whatever happens, but many cycle ends with we African men. Let us try us. We are not perfect. We are human beings, but let us try us our best very much to avoid anything that's going to create a single mother crisis in our African community. And I'm not saying whatever your wife or your baby mama or girlfriend did is right, but certain things we don't have to, end it. Certain things we just have to forgive the person. Bring the person's mind to certain things, like especially women. I've come to realize one thing about women. We have to be patient with them. Especially if you are somebody who's impatient, you can't live with women. Because trust me, women can do things that will piss you off. In many ways, I've come to understand that you have to be patient with women. Because if you're not patient with women, you will make decisions based on your feelings and anger. You make decisions later. You're like, God, what did I do? So let's please try as much. African family planning is very important. Let us, if you guys are in a relationship, marriage, or family planning leads to marriage. Or even if you're a mother or father, or whatever the case might be. And even if you're an African family and you guys don't get along, family planning, let us fix the mess in our family. And trust me, when an African has a strong family, it's so beautiful to watch. And so I know some of my family members are watching, especially my dad's side of the family, my mom's side of the family. I know some of my family members are watching. So a big shout out to my cousins who are watching, and to all my loved ones, my African sisters, brothers who are watching me from different parts of Africa. I love you all. And to my Cameroonian auntie who just subscribed to the channel, auntie, thank you very much. Auntie Lillian, God bless you, and thank you for the love. Thank you for seeing me as your brother and your little nephew as well. Thank you for supporting the channel. And please don't forget to subscribe. Keep sharing my video. Tune in into the podcast. This podcast, our goal is to revive Africa, to awaken the African people, and as well to let people know that Africa can be great again. And I'm one of the young pioneers who's a revolutionalist, who's transforming the African mind. And that's all my podcast's about, transforming the African mind. And today I'm representing my second motherland, which is Sierra Leone. So my Sierra Leone people, I hail you. I love you all, Sierra Leone people. Mama Sierra Leone. I'm a Sierra Leone baby boy. I'm a Sierra Leone baby boy. I'm a Ghanaian baby boy. I'm an African baby boy. So I'm an African. So today I'm just representing my other side of my roots, which is Sierra Leone. So my family planning video, I'll be wearing Ghana jersey. So Ghanaians, next week Monday I'll be representing Ghana. So watch out, yeah. Love, respect, man. No matter the African country, we are all one Africa. Let us love one another. Peace.